For more on this, I'm joined by Mosharraf ZAIDI, a former advisor to the Pakistani Foreign Minister. Thanks very much for talking to us. In terms of this attack in Quetta today, it seems there are competing claims of responsibility. What's going on there?
Well, as ever, there's a lot of confusion, and the initial responsibility or the initial blame was assigned by the IG of the FC, the person responsible for law and order in that province. He assigned blame to the Lashkar-e-Jang al-Alami, which is a group that's been quite active in Balochistan in recent months, recent years. And then later on, as your report just mentioned, Daesh, or the IS conglomerate of terror, claimed responsibility. One of the pictures they published aligns with one of the pictures that's come out of one of the pictures of the terrorists that's come out of the sort of post-attack analysis and the distribution of information to the press. So it may be that the group that was originally assigned blame is an affiliate of IS, and that they're working close together. That has been the model of how terrorism has operated in Pakistan. Each group here has international affiliates, and various groups in the region, especially those in Afghanistan, have alliances and relationships with groups here, and often pledge allegiance to groups far away, including as far away as Iraq and Syria. So
that's what I wanted to ask you about next. Where exactly among the several militant groups operating in Pakistan, where does Islamic State fit?
I think if we think of it in terms of sort of cloud computing and the old sort of hard drives, all the hard drives are obviously here because they need physical access. And Daesh, I think, continues to be, like it is in many other places, a cloud. It offers a framework of analysis that enables both sort of people to get up off their couch and, based on a number of forum postings and internet interactions, go and do something crazy. That could be Daesh. But Daesh could also be manifested through an already established group like the Lashkar-e-Jang al-Alami. Daesh is a facilitator, particularly at the ideas level, of basically total and complete anarchy and a systemic uprising against the modern nation state, which is what Pakistan has tried but not exactly succeeded in establishing throughout its territory, just like so many other developing countries. The complexity here is double, triple, quadrupled because of the peculiar location that this country is in, and the peculiar choices that this country has made, the peculiar choices that this country's neighboring countries have made. And that makes all of this very, very toxic and flammable.
Much has been said and written over the years about complicity, symbiosis between elements of the Pakistani intelligence services and extremist groups. Is this another example of that coming back to hurt the authorities?
Well, I think more than complicity, which is always sort of a double-edged sword, those that make the charge of complicity often do so out of frustration for not having been able to succeed where Pakistani authorities told people that they wouldn't be able to succeed. For example, in Afghanistan, a war that is now entering its 16th year, with no end in sight and no plan as to how to extricate oneself out of it. I think the more the charge that sticks much better and is more effective, and I believe is much easier to prove, is just brazen incompetence. The fact that this country has been at war for as long as it has, and that a bunch of police recruits, children from very poor families in most cases, children literally 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, were left to fend for themselves with no outer perimeter, no inner perimeter, and no particularly strong boundary wall even to protect them from this kind of a thing, in an area, in a city, and in a province known to be vulnerable to these kinds of attacks. The fact that this attack could happen, the fact that the intelligence apparatus failed as spectacularly as it did, and the fact that the response time was as slow as it was, and it led to the deaths of over 60, probably by the time all the bodies are counted, it'll be above 60 lives taken. I think that's a phenomenal failure. I don't think we need to go and pick out sort of rotten fruit from history. I think the present is a huge indictment of the competence of the authorities here in Pakistan.
Mosharraf ZAIDI, thanks ever so much